Bangladesh's politics has also been plagued by dynastic rule. After Sheikh Mujib, his daughter Sheikh Hasina Wajed has stood against her opposition, the Bangladesh National Party, and Khaleda Zia, and has held power continuously. Khaleda Zia's last government was toppled in 2007 when a military general imposed martial law. An interim government was established, which held elections 2 years later. In those elections, Sheikh Hasina of the Awami League won, and Khaleda Zia faced corruption cases. She was sentenced to 17 years in prison by the courts on corruption charges. In 2019, Khaleda Zia was allowed to serve her sentence at home on medical grounds for 6 months, and since then, this period has been extended 6 times. She remains under house arrest. Sheikh Hasina Wajed has held power continuously since assuming office in 2009. The military in Bangladesh has imposed martial law 3 times, in 1975, 1982, and 2007, and made 3 unsuccessful attempts, in 1980, 1996, and 2011, to overthrow the elected government. This indicates the military's significant role in the country. Hasina Wajed has somewhat strengthened the Bengali system economically, and has provided incentives to military generals to maintain her grip on power. During this time, government employees' salaries were significantly increased. In Bangladesh, government jobs offer higher salaries, making these positions highly valued. However, 1/3 of these jobs are allocated to specific groups: bureaucracy, military families, children of retired officers, under a quota system, and another 1/3 is reserved for families whom the Bangladeshi state considers heroes of the liberation war. The remaining half of the jobs are often obtained through recommendations and bribes. In recent years, public anger has been brewing over this unequal distribution of jobs. The majority of people believe that this job system is biased and goes against merit. They demand the abolition of the quota system and the provision of jobs based on open merit. Exactly 15 days ago, student organizations raised their 9-point demands on this issue and began protesting. The student rally was met with police baton charges and tear gas, resulting in casualties. The Bangladeshi Supreme Court took SUO Motu notice of the law and order situation and ordered the government to negotiate with the students on their demands. The government accepted the order, but on the other hand, slyly cracked down on the students again. Sheikh Hasina Wajed gave a fiery statement on television in which she likened the students demanding their rights to the volunteers who aided the Pakistani military in 1971, branding them as enemies of the state. This statement sparked anger across the country, leading students to take to the streets nationwide. To handle this situation, the forces once again attacked the students. Lives were lost, and the situation escalated to the point where a curfew was imposed across the country, and mobile and internet services were cut off. Sheikh Hasina Wajed addressed the Forces Committee and again labeled the students as terrorists and enemies of the state, instructing the military to deal with them harshly. The government's law minister, Anisul Haque, stated in a press conference, "We are still showing restraint, but there is a limit to our patience." The intensity of nationwide protests escalated to the point where 300 students were killed and thousands were injured. The entire country came to a standstill. Sheikh Hasina Wajed issued further instructions to the military. Before the military could intervene, the Association of Retired Bangladeshi Military Officers held a press conference demanding that all serving military personnel, including generals and the army chief, take no action, and called for the government to be taken over. They announced their support for the students. The army chief saw his opportunity, and today's scenario unfolded. The chief obtained Sheikh Hasina Wajed's resignation, and the military has taken control of the country. Sheikh Hasina has been flown to Agartala, India, by military helicopter, where she will be a guest of the Indian state. Martial law has once again been imposed in Bangladesh. Whether democracy will return, and if so, when, remains to be seen. Student organizations have welcomed this move. It remains to be seen whether the students' demands will be met. Will a new form of military government be established, or will the military oversee an interim government and hold elections within a short period? Nothing is clear yet. However, something unprecedented occurred. The public entered the Prime Minister's residence, looted belongings, and toppled a colossal statue of the father of the nation, Sheikh Mujib. Brother, what does patriotism mean in the face of hunger? And looting in the face of destitution becomes a religion. Indeed, there are profound lessons in this for the higher-ups. This entire scenario seems familiar. Pakistan's history is also filled with similar events. The current situation here also seems to be heading toward a tipping point, and once triggered, it may become uncontrollable.